Hey fellow Manhwa fans, welcome to Manhwa Odyssey, where today we're delving into the captivating world of Ordeal. Ooh, I know you're gonna like this one. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and spread the word to your friends who are into Manhwa. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the adventure we have in store for you. So grab your seat and let's dive right in.
Our story begins with a yin-yang symbol floating in the vast universe, a sign that the world has fallen into imbalance. For centuries, humanity stood at the pinnacle of creation, until a strange new gene emerged, changing everything. This new genetic structure was far superior to that of humans, giving rise to an entirely different species, the Kimyos. Enhanced strength, endurance, and regeneration were merely the foundation of a Kimyo's DNA. Today, nearly one-third of the world's population carries these genes. But what truly sets them apart are their talents, unique abilities that defy logic and redefine power. We see a young man holding an orb of water. Most talents, we learn, are relatively harmless, from controlling simple elements to manipulating the body's structure itself. Some can even alter their own cellular makeup at will, creating limitless mutations. Yet not all talents are benign. The extraordinary strength of elite Kimyos has left humanity trembling, fearful that their dominance might one day lead to humankind's extinction. The scene shifts beneath a glowing blue moon, illuminating the bustling city of Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Crowds gather, excitement fills the air, and we hear an announcer's booming voice. "Ladies and gents, we're now at our 13th fight of the night," he shouts, grinning wide. He hypes up the audience. You can't be tired yet. Not here at M-Pain's battlegrounds, the finest legal mixed martial arts tournament money can buy. Next up, fighting for his third win tonight, the human titan from Red Ember Gym, Chi Hart. The crowd roars as Chi steps into the arena, flexing under the bright lights. And his opponent, the announcer continues, the deadly sharp Kimyo with 15 wins and 4 losses, from Salt Lake Gym, Quill. The camera pans to Quill's clenched fist, his cold gaze locked on Chi. Chi versus Quill, human versus Kimyo, expect blood, people. The announcer laughs. We don't get many of these fights for medical reasons, but don't count the human out yet. Quill sneers, unimpressed. A human. Chi meets his gaze, eyes burning. 15 wins, huh? What's your trick? Fight, the announcer bellows. Quill smirks. Once you step into this octagon, there's no room for pity. Come closer, Hart. His talent activates Porcupine. Through elastic muscle fibers, he can extend and harden them into razor-sharp barbs. His body becomes a living weapon. The announcer yells, "Ooh, they're going at it." Quill swings a right hook, but Chi blocks in time. I wouldn't want to take a Kimyo punch to the face. The announcer jokes. Quill follows with a high kick. Chi blocks again, arms shaking from the impact. Mothers and grandmothers look away. The announcer teases as the crowd goes wild. With his arms wide, Quill mocks. What's wrong, Hart? You've done nothing but turtle up. Chi studies him quietly, covered in spikes. Who'd attack that? You're the one turtled up, bastard. Tell you what, Quill grins. I'll give you a free shot. No quills this time. Chi knows it's a trap, but charges anyway. Quill jabs left. Chi dodges right, slipping past his guard. He aims for Quill's exposed side, but before he can strike, barbs shoot out, piercing through him. Chi drops to one knee, gasping. You cheeky bastard. Quill laughs, get up, human. Chi smirks through the pain. He can choose where to quill, that's his defense. But he's not always covered, meaning he can't hold it forever. You can't maintain your spikes for long, can you? Chi mutters. 30, maybe 60 seconds. Quill chuckles. Not bad, you figured it out. Flex too long and the muscles cramp. Fine, I'll make it fair. I can only quill one area at a time. Come on, try me again. Chi wipes the blood from his mouth, steadying himself. You're baiting me again, fine. I'll bite. He begins darting around Quill, his movements so fast they leave afterimages. Where will you spike now? He thinks, before launching into the air with a lightning-fast right hook. The human lands a hit. The announcer screams as Quill's face twists from the impact. Sloppy, Quill thinks. He's one tapping to avoid my spikes. Chi leaps again, emotionless, charging a flying kick. Quill grins, raising his arms. A jump attack, marvelous. He activates his ability again. You can't change direction midair. It's over. But Chi stops mid-kick, pulling back in the air, a feint. What? Quill gasps as Chi spins low and drives a devastating punch into his gut, nearly caving it in. Impossible, Quill thinks as the air escapes him. Chi smirks, winding up another blow. The downside of your talent, he says, is that you can't spike two places at once. Quill panics, covering his face with quills just as Chi switches mid-swing, left hook to a crushing right body shot. Quill grabs his arm desperately. I won't lose again. He spikes his torso, impaling Chi's arm. Get quilled, human scum. But Chi only grins wider. And now your jaw's wide open. He delivers a brutal uppercut that lands clean. Quill's body goes limp as he crashes to the ground. Winner Chi Hart. An hour after the brutal match between Chi and Quill, the crowd was still buzzing. The announcer's voice boomed. And now for our 14th fight tonight. Backstage, Chi wiped the blood from his mouth, his reflection in the cracked mirror showing more red than skin. The announcer's voice echoed again. Our last fight, Human versus Kimio, was absolutely insane. Chi really went off. Chi wrung out his blood-soaked cloth and glared at himself. The announcer laughed through the mic. What a perfect night to see so much blood. Next up, Balrog of South versus Ramsey Curep. The locker room door creaked open. Chi noticed a man in a red hat step in, followed by another in a purple shirt. You messed up, boy, said the man in the red hat, his voice low and cold. We bet a lot of money on you losing tonight, so the fact that you won, that's a big problem. The man in the purple shirt added, here's the deal. Give back every cent you made tonight, and we'll let you walk out of here with your pride and your life. Don't try to play hero. You're already half dead after what Quill did to you. Chi scoffed, eyes still on the floor. Close the door before we start. The man smirked, pulling a dagger from his belt. Your funeral, big man. Outside, rain pattered under the full moon. Pit-pat, pit-pat. Moments later at the front desk, a woman chatted on the phone. Did you see him? He's so cute. Chi passed behind her. Hey, Demelia, he said softly. She brightened. Kai, good to see you as always. You were amazing tonight. Don't worry about those scratches, they make you look tougher. Chi half smiled. Thanks. You know, we throw wild parties after every competition, she teased. You never show up. You make no time for me. Sorry, love. Got some things to do at home. She pouted. Fine. Anyway, here's your winnings for tonight. Her expression turned playful. And if you ever get cold, you know where to find me. He took the envelope. By the way, tell admin there are 2 guys laid out in my changing room. No idea what happened. Later that night, the light from Chi's bathroom door spilled across the floor. He eased himself into the tub, every muscle screaming. Pain, it reminds us we're alive, he thought. But there's one reason I endure it. This better not be in vain. The next morning, a man stood outside Chi's apartment. Behind him, a woman grumbled. I'm telling you, Tevin, he's got some woman in there. He's never on time. Tevin laughed. Nah, babe, no woman could tolerate Chi for more than a day. The door burst open. You two know it's 6 in the morning, right? Chi muttered, slamming the door behind him. Yo, talk to me, Tevin said. We've known each other 15 years, shared this apartment for 7, and not once have we seen inside. You selling drugs or something? My grandma needs Advil, bro. Get in the car, Tevin, Chi sighed. Outside Red Ember Gym, the woman dropped them off. Be back by 4, she said. Thanks for the ride, baby, Tevin replied with a wink. Chi looked up at the building. Home sweet home. Inside, energy crackled as a man surrounded by green lightning sparred with an older man. Chi narrated, my dojo mates and I didn't come from the best homes. That old man, Master Leo Thomas, he's a war hero. 61 years ago, when the Kimio War broke out, humans and Kimio slaughtered each other. More innocents died than anyone wants to admit, but more on that later. The young fighter lunged forward, his movements fast but predictable. Leo dodged with ease. If your gift is speed, Leo said calmly, then being predictable only means one thing. The student blitzed again, preparing a punch, but Leo caught it effortlessly. You're using it all wrong, Leo said. Listen closely, Azem. He countered with a barrage of strikes that nearly knocked the young man out. Each of you is unique. Your power is tied to who you are, Leo continued, grabbing Azem's arm mid-attack. But if you fail to embrace what makes you different, he flipped Azem over his shoulder, you'll end up as ordinary as any human fighter. Azem was sent flying out of the ring. landing hard as the other students laughed. "Real talk," Tevin said, smirking. "After Master sees your busted face, it's gonna be hilarious when he beats you for fighting." "Whatever, Tevin, you still get chauffeured by your girl," Chi shot back. Leo clapped once. "Azem, rest for now. We'll fix your assault tactics later." "Yes, Master," Azem replied weakly. Then Leo turned, his expression darkening. "Chi." Tevin stepped back, grinning. "Can't save you this time, bro." Chi approached nervously. "Morning, Master." Leo studied his face, bruised, swollen, and stitched with regret. "You fool," he muttered. "You did it again, fighting behind my back after I forbade it." Leo smacks Chi with tremendous force. "Aren't you an underground fighter now? Where's your guard? You're human. What happens when you face a Kimio stronger than you? Look at your wounds. I won't lose another son." Before Chi could reply, slow clapping echoed across the dojo. A tall man entered, flanked by two others. His grin was poisonous. "Why so serious, Leo?" Leo's eyes narrowed. The newcomer spread his arms dramatically. "Didn't expect to see me again, did you? Ranked among the world's top 150 Kimios, most arrogant man alive, and the most hated." Rockash smiled menacingly. "Sup, fellas?" Leo's eyes burned with anger, like he'd just seen a ghost. "Rockash," Chi muttered, slowly standing. "Master, you know this clown." Tevin frowned. "Nobody's allowed in the dojo during training. Guess he can't read signs. Illiterate, maybe." Every student turned with a deadly stare. Leo's voice cut through the tension. "You are not welcome here, Rockash." Rockash smirked. "That's no way to greet your favorite former student teacher," he said, his tone turning sharp. "Teacher," Chi said with a shocked expression. Tevin scoffed. "He said get out, you deaf." "Stups, shut your mouth," snapped a man in a yellow beanie. The dreadlock student stepped forward. "What did you just say, boy?" The room grew thick with tension. Rockash threw his head back and laughed. "You boys have some spark. How about we see that fire in the ring?" Leo stayed quiet for a moment, watching the chaos unfold. "You still haven't changed," he thought bitterly. Then his voice thundered. "Rockash!" Flames erupted around him, the heat forcing Chi to step back. "Master," Chi gasped. Rockash and his men froze, mesmerized by the blazing aura. Leo's voice was sharp and final. "This is no longer your home, Rockash. Leave now and do not return." Rockash's grin faded. 25 years since I last set foot in this dump, and you still act like you're at the top of the Kimio world, Leo Thomas. You know nothing about true power. You will acknowledge my strength before you die, old man." His eyes narrowed. "And that might be sooner than you think." That evening, Chi swept the dojo floor while Leo packed away the training gear. "You all right, Master?" Chi asked. "Who the hell does that guy think he is, threatening you like that? What happened between you two?" Leo sighed. "He was my student many years ago, arrogant but strong, too strong for his own good. Back then, the dojo was small, just 4 students. Rockash always wanted to prove he was the best. He never understood what it meant to fight responsibly. The animal inside him took over every time he sparred." Leo's tone darkened. "One day, behind my back, he challenged another student, Jacob, one of the most talented Kimios I ever trained. The fight was a disaster. Rockash lost control and killed him. They called it unintentional homicide, but it was no accident. After the investigation, he left. I never saw him again until today." Chi's jaw tightened. "He got away with murder. If he ever comes back here, I'll kick his ass myself." Leo chuckled. "Look at my brave little human talking big," he teased. "Whatever, old man," Chi grinned. "Your students got your back this time." "I'm sure of it," Leo said warmly. "Go on now. I'll finish the cleanup. You've got your usual appointment, don't you?" Later, Chi sat in a doctor's office. Dr. Evan walked in, smiling. "Mr. Hart, glad to see you still in one piece, mostly." Chi laughed. "Hey, Doc, you know how it is, same old bar fights, except everyone's a Kimio." The doctor chuckled. "God's been good to me regardless. Juliana's having her 6th child, can you believe that?" Chi smiled. "Your daughter's a superhero, Evan." "Most definitely," the doctor said. "Now about you, I've topped up all your prescriptions and added a new one, amoxicillin. It'll help with the internal bleeding. 1 a day, same as before." Then his tone shifted. "Any improvement with the left eye?" Chi frowned. "Still a bit dim. I'd say maybe 60% vision." Dr. Evans sighed, removing his glasses. Chi, listen. I can help manage your pain and patch you up, but I can't stop you from what you're doing. You're tougher than most humans thanks to Leo's training, no doubt, but you're still mortal. You can't keep hiding this from everyone. The damage is stacking up. He looked at the report. Your lungs still punctured, both clavicles fractured, shoulder joint bruised, severe tissue scarring, nerve damage in your right hand, optic nerve damage in your left eye, chipped rib, 7 ankle screws, and ongoing internal bleeding. Chi, is the Fight Club money really worth it? You're pushing your body past its limit. You're shortening your life every day. Chi tried to smile. Doc, I appreciate your concern, but I've still got some fire left, and the money's going to a good cause. Dr. Evans shook his head with a tired grin. You're a stubborn one, Mr. Hart, but fine. Call me if you need anything. Chi grinned. Thanks, Doc, you're looking healthy yourself, still doing yoga with the wife. Nay, Evans said proudly. I've taken up something manlier, karate. Chi laughed, nice choice. Evans smiled. Take care of yourself, Chi. Live long enough to tell these stories. That night, Leo was reading in the dojo before closing up. The click of the door made him sigh. A slow creak followed. 2 figures stepped inside. Leo didn't look up. You really haven't changed, Rockash. Meanwhile, Chi spoke to Tevin over the phone. I feel weird leaving Master alone to close up, Chi said. Rockash threatened him. Tevin replied. Rockash is rich, arrogant, and dumb, but not dumb enough to kill the man who made him who he is. Relax, he'll be fine. Yeah, maybe, Chi said. I'll check on him first thing in the morning. Do that, but chill, man, you worry too much, Tevin said. In the background, his girlfriend yelled, Tevin, get off the phone before I lose it. Tevin laughed. Good night, Chi, the beast has spoken. Moments later, a massive explosion shook Red Ember Gym. Flames engulfed the building. Inside, Leo knelt bleeding, barely holding his stance. I hate getting old, he muttered. Am I really too slow to dodge a firearm now? The man in the yellow beanie stood frozen in shock. Cass, Rockash shouted, where did you get that gun, you fool? I told you he was mine to finish. You've ruined everything. But uncle, I just thought. Look out, boy. Leo lunged at Cass, activating his phoenix spear. Cass was blasted across the room, the gun clattering from his hand. Leo glared at Rockash. Is this how you raise your nephew? Do you even understand responsibility? Rockash's face twisted with rage. Don't talk to me about responsibility. You refuse to acknowledge my power, even after I put this pathetic dojo on the map. No one here has ever matched my strength. Jacob was weak. He shouldn't have accepted my challenge. Leo's tone was cold. You will not speak his name again. Rockash sneered. You made me what I am, old man, and now I'll destroy what's left of you. Leo exhaled slowly. You've succeeded, Rockash. You've raised a monster not just in your nephew but in yourself. I failed you not just as a teacher but as a father. And tonight, his eyes burned bright with fury. I'll correct that mistake. Come, old man, Rockash roared. Leo stood, flames licking around him, his Ilios awakening, the ancient phoenix fire talent. The dojo filled with heat and light. Rockash charged, barely blocking Leo's knee strike. Leo followed with a fiery left jab that cracked Rockash's jaw. Rockash swung back. Leo slipped free and slammed a materialized shockwave through him. Rockash spat blood as Leo grabbed his shirt and hurled him into the air. The floor scorched where the flames touched. As Leo launched himself after Rockash, it looked like a finishing move from the heavens. Rockash panicked. Damn it, he won't give me the second to trigger my talent, he thought. Using the ceiling for extra momentum, Leo slammed down a pulsing torrent of fire that sent Rockash crashing. The dojo shook. Rockash lay stunned, waiting for more. But Leo shouted, Ilios, descending meteor, and unleashed a deafening blast. Leo hit the ground hard. He felt every wound like an old debt collecting interest. I'm too old to heal like this now, he thought, lungs burning. He forced himself up and spat out words between ragged breaths. You knew my strength would fade with age. Congratulations, you've pushed me to my limit. In a blur, Leo vanished and reappeared beside Rockash, aiming for his left eye. If I go tonight, Leo rasped, I'll make sure you live the rest of your days crippled. He struck. Rockash screamed. Leo sank to his knees as his injuries overwhelmed him. Rockash clutched his ruined eye. "Uncle," Cass shouted, "get up. The building's collapsing. Move." As Cass dragged Rockash away, Rockash spat, "This isn't over, Leo. This is your grave." Flames consumed Leo. The dojo buckled and collapsed into smoke and ruin. Rain hammered the ruins. Chi stood drenched among friends and family as the pastor stepped forward. "Dearly beloved," the pastor began, voice steady over the downpour, "we gather to mourn Leo Thomas. He was humble about his renown, but his kindness and courage burned brighter than his fame. To the world, he was a warrior of fire. To us, he was family." Anger simmered through the crowd. One of the students snapped, "We all know Rockash did this. Sitting around won't bring him down." Azem stepped forward, calm and furious. "Rockash is hosting a tournament next month to celebrate his place in the top 150 worldwide. His prize, someone earns the right to challenge him one-on-one. It's twisted, but it's our shot." He looked at Chi. "The Red Embers gets 2 entrants. We want you to represent the gym." Chi blinked. "Me? I don't even have a talent. What good will that do?" Tevin answered for them all. "We don't care about that. Master always said you were the smartest fighter among us. Talent's not everything. You won't go alone. I'll be by your side." Chi's expression hardened, fierce and certain. "Very well. We have the same target. When do we start?" Rockash gripped the arms of his chair, eyes lost in the haze of memory, replaying the night Leo died. 4 months later. "Welcome to Rockash Enterprise Combat Stadium." Azem looked around, wide-eyed. "Man, that's a lot of people. Guess everyone loves a good fight. I already booked you to a changing room. All that's left is signing the registry, then you're in." Day 1 of the tournament opened strong, packed with heavy hitters to pull in viewers. "Tevin, you're fight number 7, Azem said. "Chi, you're number 8. Tevin's girlfriend frowned. "Tevin Matthias Charles, you better be careful." The broadcast voice boomed through the stadium speakers. "Today, we take a look at the host of the Central Human plus Kimyo Mixed Martial Arts Tournament, Rockash Rampersad." The name alone stirred the crowd. The announcer continued, "Trinidad and Tobago's first Kimyo ranked among the world's top 150 fighters. The now 61-year-old millionaire is nothing short of a prodigy. Despite a few run-ins with the police, Rockash has built an empire of wealth and fame. With 47 wins and 3 losses in his MMA career, he's acquired 8 properties worldwide, a hotel, the Rampersad Tower, multiple pro racing endorsements, and his own clothing brand. Truly, our very own wonder kid." Then came the somber note. "We also extend our condolences. 4 months ago, the nation mourned the passing of his former teacher, legend, and war hero Leo Thomas. In a shadowed corner, a man with dreadlocks clenched his fists. If only they knew what that bastard Rockash really did. Disgusting." The broadcast rolled on. "Martial arts competitions have been revolutionized through the integration of Kimyo fighters, and Rockash Rampersad spares no expense in hosting MMA events right here in his homeland, creating new opportunities for local talent." Meanwhile, Chi adjusted his gloves, eyes narrowing. Rockash spoke live to the audience. "Power cannot be faked. You either possess it or you don't. For those who do, the line between mediocrity and greatness is drawn with the blood of those who ignore the gap." The reporter chimed in. "Strong words from the world's 97 ranked Kimyo. And if you ask me, his latest combat scar makes him even more intimidating than before." Chi scoffed. "I've heard enough, let's move." "So what's the plan?" he asked. The bald-headed man replied dryly, "Don't die in your first match. This is a brutal context tournament. Opponents can kill to win instantly. We learned that BC, or brutal context tournaments, are adult-only MMA events where fatalities are permitted. Talents are simply too dangerous to restrain." Tevin groaned. "Master would kill us for joining this. I didn't even tell my girl it was BC rated. Guess I'm up first." The announcer's voice echoed. "Ladies and gentlemen, for our 4th match of the night, Tevin from the East." His girlfriend shouted from the crowd, "Good luck, baby." And his opponent, Sunraz the Untouchable, a Kimyo whose speed is unmatched. To this day, Sunraz has never been injured in an MMA bout. Tevin grinned. "A tank versus a speedster, huh? I like their taste." Sunraz stayed silent, uninterested in conversation. I know you, Tevin said. You're one of the fastest Kimios, right? Well, I'm one of the toughest. Takes a lot to move me. So let's keep it civil. Before he could finish, Sunraz vanished, reappearing behind him. Tevin's eyes widened. Cut to Rockash, quietly observing the match from the stands. "Anything I can get you, sir?" asked an attendant. Rockash didn't answer. Back in the ring, Sunraz kicked Tevin into the dirt. "Listen closely," he said coldly. "All have failed to even touch me. You will be no exception." His talent was revealed. Image fusion threshold, a master-level speed technique. Tevin gritted his teeth. "Stups!" He lunged forward, swinging hard. But Sunraz countered with a sharp knee to the gut, dropping him again. "You gotta be kidding me," Tevin gasped, watching as Sunraz's afterimages circled him, 3 duplicates moving in perfect sync. From the sidelines, Azem muttered, "Sunraz the Untouched. I've heard of him, a speed talent user. That technique, called image fusion threshold. The vortex created by his movements gives his afterimages enough time to materialize, forming physical copies." Chi yelled from the edge of the ring, "Get that defense up, Tevin. You're a damn tank." Tevin braced himself under the barrage, thinking fast. Then, with a roar, "Don't you dare underestimate us." A massive explosion shook the arena. Smoke and dust erupted as Sunraz staggered back, eyes wide. Tevin stood tall, body gleaming with hardened armor, rhino hide mode. His talent, Hide Forge, the ability to generate a protective shell that enhances both defense and offense. An overwhelming surge of aura burst from Tevin, leaving Sunraz frozen in disbelief. "Nanny," he muttered, stunned. Tevin didn't hesitate. He swung a brutal punch straight for Sunraz's jaw. Sunraz narrowly dipped under it, still rattled as he backed away. "What kind of monster talent is this?" The announcer erupted. "Tevin finally shows his talent after being pushed. Incredible. The elusive rhino hide has appeared. A hardened shell forms over the body, boosting defense and granting powerful physical attributes." Tevin smirked. "All right, game on. With this hide, I'm tougher than you think, Sunraz." Sunraz's clones darted around him, so fast they formed a red blur circling Tevin. Tevin grimaced. "There's no way I can match this speed, and this armor is slowing me down even more." Sunraz shot in, a flash of red, and kicked Tevin's chin with crushing force. "What? You've gotta be kidding. He's hitting through my armor." From the stands, Chi yelled, "You're taking too many hits, Tevin. Find his weakness. Remember what Master taught us. Talents are flames, easy to nurture, easy to destroy, and every flame has a blind spot." Tevin staggered as Sunraz zipped circles around him. "Too fast," he shouted, thinking aloud. "Come on, Tevin, think." Then he noticed it. Sunraz's constant tapping footwork. "The ground, that's it." Sunraz sneered. "Here I come." Certain victory was his. Tevin planted his stance. "Come then, same speed." As Sunraz closed in, Tevin smashed his heel into the arena floor. The shockwave shattered Sunraz's rhythm and knocked him off balance. "No," Sunraz yelled, caught completely off guard. The announcer exploded. "Tevin has flipped the entire fight. What a turn." Tevin rose with determination. "You might have been blessed with speed, Sunraz." He pulled back his fist. "But I was blessed with power." His punch slammed into Sunraz's chest. A violent shockwave tore through the arena. Sunraz screamed, launched like a ragdoll straight into the protective barrier. "Good God!" the announcer cried as Sunraz stuck to the shield, completely limp. The arena went dead silent, then erupted. Chi grinned with pride. Red Ember Gym had taken the round decisively. "Incredible," the announcer yelled. "Is Tevin testing the limits of our barrier?" Sunraz is unconscious. As Sunraz was hauled off on a stretcher, Tevin powered down, wiped his mouth and muttered, "That's for the cheap shot." In the crowd, Azem shouted like a man who'd lost his sanity. "Let's go." The dreadlocked teammate stepped forward. "Out of commission," he said, as Sunraz disappeared behind the curtains. "We learn his name is Louis." Tevin asked where Chi. Louis sighed. "Chi. He went to get ready, he's up next." "Honestly, I'm worried. Chi's never this serious. The whole point was just to expose Rockash, but seeing him face to face, I don't know what he'll do." The crowd roared as the announcer returned. "And now, our next match, Chi Heart versus Nanaku. They've been paired based on past tournament scores. Both have proven themselves among their respective gyms. The human fighter Chi, yes, human. His combat instincts are razor sharp. And his opponent, Nanaku, a mutant from a gym known for competing only in brutal contact tournaments." Chi eyed Nanaku, slightly confused by his presence. Nanaku cracked his neck, furious. "My big moment, and they insult me with a talentless boy." He licked his lips. "No matter. sure. After I kill you, human, I'll just move on to the next fight. Nanaku let out a crooked laugh. What is this, a joke? Chi stepped forward. Don't stand in my way. Rockash narrowed his eyes. That kid looks familiar. The announcer's voice boomed. Fight. Chi locked in, while Nanaku's twisted grin stretched even wider. Nanaku lunged with a clawed right strike, but Chi casually swatted it aside. He remained calm, blocking every incoming blow with ease. Amazing display from Chi, the announcer shouted. From the stands, Azam yelled, Let's go, Chi. Louis, Tevin, and Tevin's girlfriend smiled with pride. Louis turned to Nanaku's team. Is your guy a shark state or some hidden talent? The bald man glared back. You'll find out soon enough. Nanaku screeched, Bring the heat, human, as Chi closed the distance. Nanaku spun for a head kick. Chi ducked and fired back with a sharp elbow. Nanaku blocked and chuckled. I can smell your rage, flashing a feral grin. Nanaku pushed forward, but Chi kept up. He launched a left kick, only for Nanaku to guard with his forearm. They locked hands, muscles straining, foreheads nearly touching. You really thought you'd die better than this? Nanaku hissed. I've killed more than you've ever faced, Chi heart. You'll die like the rest, with fear carved into your face. Chi suddenly released his grip and leaped, both feet aimed for Nanaku's chest. Nanaku laughed, tore off his shirt, and roared, Prey always struggles. Let's get serious, human. You're blocking my mission, Nanaku. Chi shot back. Louis muttered, They look evenly matched. The bald man scoffed. You think a human can rival a Kimio killing machine? This arena is his home. Chi smashed a punch into Nanaku's face. The bald man smirked. Nanaku was bred for war. Just wait for first blood. Nanaku slashed again, but Chi redirected and cracked him with an elbow. Nanaku grabbed Chi by the throat, grinning with sick joy. His claws ripped through Chi's chest protector. Blood exploded everywhere. Azam and Louis froze in horror. Oh my god, that's a lot of blood, folks, the announcer shrieked. The bald man chuckled. It's only starting. Nanaku draws first blood, the announcer continued as Chi clutched his bleeding chest. Blood splattered across the arena. Nanaku licked it from his fingers. Let's give them a show, heart. Bleed for me. Straight through my vest. It burns. Just survive the round, Chi thought, forcing himself upright. He swung his right arm, furious. You're getting in the way of family business, fish boy. Nanaku dodged effortlessly. Surprised, he drove a punch into Chi's jaw, knocking him back, then launched into the air. His flying kick sent Chi crashing across the floor, blood spraying. Chi gasped, struggling to breathe, trembling as he tried to stand. Nanaku crouched near the puddle of blood, sniffed, and tasted it like a wild beast. Chi heart, should I mount your head on a spike or store your heart in a jar? His laughter echoed like a psychopath. The crowd roared as the announcer shouted, This fight is getting insane. Chi struggled to dodge the endless barrage of slashes coming from Nanaku. The more you bleed, the harder it'll be to breathe, Nanaku taunted. Azam leaned toward Louis, panic creeping in. What is this? From the stands, Tevin yelled, Chi, this is bad, find a blind spot now. Nanaku's teammates scoffed. The man with the mohawk laughed. You look worried, rhino boy. The bald, skull-tattooed man added, Save your breath. This hunting ground is a masterpiece. Louis swallowed. Is Nanaku actually hunting Chi? Blood pooled beneath Chi as he gasped for air. You see, the bald man continued. Once Nanaku draws first blood, it's already over. Nanaku growled, and his body began to grow. The announcer froze in shock. What? Tevin shouted. Once Nanaku tastes your blood, the bald man explained proudly. His instincts explode. Nanaku's wild nature fully surfaced as he repeated, More, 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 like a rabid beast. Azam, now terrified, yelled to the others, We need to stop this now. It's too late, the bald man bellowed. Behold Nanaku, the blood-frenzied hunter. We learn Nanaku's talent, blood frenzy. The scent of human or Kimio blood forces an uncontrollable physical evolution, placing him in hunter state, turning him into a perfected killing machine. Talent type, state shift, one of the rarest. Tevin stared in horror. You've gotta be kidding me. The crowd erupted as Nanaku fully transformed. Seriously, Chi thought, staring up at the monstrous figure. In a private viewing room, Rockash smirked, impressed by Nanaku's display. Is anyone else concerned for the human? The announcer yelled, voice trembling. Nanaku towered over Chi, now a muscular titan shark hybrid. Azam whispered, Louis, this matchup is awful. Nanaku's a state talent user. His blind spot would be a lack of blood, but Chi, surrounded by the stains of previous fighters. State talent users can enter special modes granting enhanced enhanced abilities, as long as they remain in that state. Nanaku leaped high, arms raised, ready to crush Chi from above. That explains the shark look, Azem realized. He evolved before the match even started. Chi rolled away as Nanaku slammed into the arena, shattering the floor. Refusing to surrender, Chi unleashed a rapid series of punches, relentless. Nanaku only grinned. Chi's eyes widened. None of it was landing effectively. Prey is always quick on its feet. Nanaku laughed, swiping again. Chi dodged desperately. Nanaku inhaled deeply. I smell blood everywhere, Kimio and now human, his laughter echoed. Chi spun behind him, wrapped his arms around Nanaku's waist and thought, this is my last chance. We end it here. With a roar, Chi lifted Nanaku, the ground cracking under his feet, and slammed him down with brutal force. Incredible strength from Chi, the announcer roared. Chi staggered, barely able to stand. Tevin pumped his fist. Yes. Nanaku rose unfazed. Does nature teach you nothing, Chi heart? He grabbed Chi's arm. Prey never wins. Nanaku smashed Chi's head into the arena floor, creating a massive crater. Silence consumed the crowd. Members of Red Ember Gym turned away, unable to watch. Rockash whispered, so what now, Chi? Nanaku dragged Chi's bloodied face from the rubble. Satisfied. Years of delusion led to this. Look at you. You insult my skill. Let his blood stain your conscience. I will kill every human arrogant enough to enter Kimio tournaments. He tossed Chi aside like garbage. Power cannot be faked, Nanaku said coldly. You either have it or you don't. He marched toward Chi's limp body. And for those who do, the border between mediocre and overwhelming strength is drawn with blood. Stop the fight, Tevin screamed. Watch your friend die, the bald man barked. Nanaku grinned. Hear that silence, kid. I'll use your corpse as a stepping stone as I paint this arena with your blood. Arms spread wide, he laughed maniacally. No need to fear. Rejoice. I'm merciful. I'll grant you a quick death. Stop the damn match, Tevin yelled. Azam slammed the gate. Open it. Nanaku declared. I've decided, Chi heart. Your head belongs on my wall, he cackled. Rockash sighed, already bored. To think, for a moment, I wondered if you were related to the legend S-Heart. But you're just a disappointment, cursed to carry his name. Nanaku lunged at Chi, jaws wide, razor-sharp teeth ready to tear him apart. Chi's life flashed before his eyes. Is this where I die? Sparks, tiny glowing embers began circling him, slowly consuming everything. A distant figure appeared, a deity wreathed in flames, hair burning like a wildfire. I can't stop now. Not yet, not ever, Chi whispered, staring at the fiery god as its face came into focus. A violent eruption of flames detonated from Chi, flooding the entire arena with a blinding orange glow. Chi, Louis shouted. That's impossible, the bald skull-tattooed man roared. Rockash froze, like he had just seen a ghost. The barrier won't hold much longer, the announcer screamed. Energy pulsed, swelling against the arena walls. Louis the crowd, Azam yelled. Louis snapped into action. Damn it. He clapped his hands together and shouted, Chikioya no Hai. We learned Louis Hemlock's talent. Chikioya no Hai, meaning Ash of the Fathers. Talent type, range control. Ash swirled outward, forming a massive shield to protect everyone in the stands. Did he just stop those flames? The announcer yelled. Louis strained to reinforce the barrier, tiny cracks forming. A woman carrying her food looked up as roaring flames burst through the ash shield. Azam dashed in, saving her with her haste ability. Tevin shifted into his hide form, shielding his girlfriend and a nearby stranger. Are you guys seeing this? He shouted. Azam stared at the flames, pale as a corpse. Louis trembled. These flames, they're just like. The inferno twisted into a flaming vortex. Controlled, deliberate, almost elegant. A master's flame. Nanaku stood frozen. Flames. Then rage overtook him. You damned liar, you registered as a human. You deceiver. You said you had no talent. You mocked me. But he stopped mid-rant, eyes widening. The hunter now feared the prey. Chi stood tall, completely engulfed in fire, hotter than the sun. He stared at his blazing body, stunned. What? I feel no pain, he said calmly. Tevin, Azam, and Louis looked at him like they were staring at their former master reborn. Chi raised his hand. Am I alive? What is this power? Nanaku shook his head. No, impossible. I feel reborn, Chi murmured. You little bastard, Nanaku snarled. I tasted your blood, it was human. This power changes nothing. He charged, ripping apart the ground. Chi Heart, I'm gonna kill you slow. A tone suddenly ran in, mouth full of food. I'm here. I was watching from the cafe. His slice of pizza hit the floor as his eyes locked onto Chi. Those flames, Chi, still dazed, barely aware of the arena. I wonder, he thought, raising his hand. Get out of there, Nanaku. Run, you idiot, the bald man screamed. Rockash sat motionless in his private viewing room. His butler whispered, Sir Rockash, shouldn't you stop the fight? Your guests aren't safe. Those flames resemble the war hero Leo. Rockash crushed the armrest of his chair. Don't do it, Chi, Tevin screamed. Chi continued softly. When you burn, does your flesh turn to ash? Die, Nanaku roared, lunging. Chi lifted his hand, eyes glowing. You first. It's finally revealed. Chi Heart has become a Kimyo. Chi unleashed a massive wave of fire, swallowing Nanaku in a spiraling vortex of flames. His newly awakened talent, Ilios, the Phoenix of Flame. When activated, the user enters the Ilio state, one of the original Great Four talents. Nanaku shrieked as unbearable heat scorched him, his skin peeling away until nothing recognizable remained. From the stands, Tevin's voice trembled in a future narration. Looking back, I should have noticed the warning signs, painted red with the blood you'd soon spill. But how could I? You were my comrade, my brother, my best friend. This was the day you stepped over the edge. I should have reached out harder. Nanaku's charred corpse hit the arena floor. I'm sorry, Chi, Tevin whispered. The crowd sat in stunned silence. Tevin continued in that same future tone. To this day, I wish I told you. None of it was your fault. It was never your burden. But I couldn't have known you become one of mankind's greatest enemies. He sprinted toward the arena, tossing Chi a piece of cloth. Wrap yourself. Bro, your wounds, you good. Chi tied it around his waist. I can stand. I'm just confused. My body feels like it was torn apart and stitched back together. What the hell, man? Tevin snapped. Since when are we killers? Chi glanced away, ashamed. Before he could answer, a deafening explosion erupted from Rockash's private viewing room. Glass rained across the arena. Reporters and cameras instantly turned. Isn't that Rockash's lounge? One cameraman shouted. Tevin muttered. Think that woke him up. Let's go, Chi said, eyes locked on the source. The announcer panicked. Ladies and gentlemen, remain calm. I think Rockash had an accident. Chi didn't flinch. His gaze sharpened. His master's killer was finally in front of him. Rockash emerged laughing, glass crunching beneath his feet. Chi right, Leo's little favorite. His voice twisted with mania. So the old man gave you his talent. Cameras zoomed in. Every viewer glued to the unfolding chaos. Say his name again, Chi warned. Rockash grinned like a predator. I remember you too, the furious wolf cubs right at Leo's side. He chose you. He burst into laughter. Leo Thomas, you were too good, old man. Even in death you make a successor. This weak human, Chi Heart, bringing Leo's talent back into the world. How adorable. Tevin and Chi's eyes burned with fury. No matter, Rockash growled. I'll kill you just as easily as I killed your master. The arena froze. He murdered Leo, the war hero. Voices rippled through the crowd, shaken, horrified. A man behind Rockash facepalmed. Boss, you just confessed on live television. Azam whispered, got him. Rockash mocked the members of Red Ember Gym. You've come to avenge Papa. If I erase you, I erase his legacy. You have planned to win, then do what? Bring me to justice. He laughs. I'm amused. The Mohawk man stated, brilliant move, boss. You just confessed on live television. Rockash turned, slightly realizing what he has done. The camera zoomed in even more. Suddenly, police stormed in, guns drawn. Leading them was Inspector Ian Anthony Hoff, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Is this a joke, Rockash? Ian barked. You hired us to secure this event, while you're the criminal we've been hunting. You murder Leo Thomas, throw a tournament celebrating it, and expect us to guard you. Rockash's Mohawked lackey hissed. We can't kill cops. Cameras are still rolling. Ian aimed. Kimio Rockash Rampersad, you're under arrest. Another officer pointed his gun at the bodyguard. Jonali Honor, step away from him. Jonali sighed. Just stay behind me. Blades erupted from Jonali's arms, sharp, silver, predatory. Kimio Jonali Honor, final warning, the officers shouted. He smirked. I'm sure you'll fire. Thin metal tendrils multiplied, forming a shifting wall of blades. Bullets ricocheted harmlessly off his living shield. We learned Jonali's talent, acumen, the devil parasite. He produces produces moldable metallic structures from his body, living steel, embedded like a symbiotic organism. Talent type, creation power. She stepped forward, voice cold enough to freeze magma. Rockash, the camera woman, immediately focused on him. She continued, I hope the system gets to you before we do. You stole the life of the man who raised us. What made you think the world would just move on? You made your final mistake. Run, Rockash rampersad. His eyes burned like a verdict. If you slay a wolf, be sure to kill his cubs too, because we'll chase you to the grave. 4 months later, a news reporter spoke on television. Rockash rampersad remains on the run, constantly shifting locations, unable to negotiate. After his explosive confession, the world now knows the killer of one of its greatest heroes. Public fear of Kimyo's has returned. She continued, following a fatal unauthorized fight, a global ban now prohibits the use of talents in public arenas. Citizens wonder, how far will this go? Is our violent past resurfacing? Laws intended to protect humans after the war have reignited discrimination. Clips showed protests, vandalized storefronts, and terrified Kimyo's hiding. Service Kimyo's working with authorities are praised, but everywhere else, prejudice grows. Vigilante attacks have increased. Some businesses now refuse to serve non-human customers. We cut to a lone woman, walking with a massive wrapped package strapped to her back. The murderer of Leo Thomas, the infamous Rockash rampersad, once a disciple of the war hero, remains at large, the anchor said. Head Chancellor Abel Legasov appeared on screen during a press conference. The fate of Kimyo's hangs by a thread, and I fear what awaits at the end of it. The woman sighed. The camera finally revealed her, beautiful, sharp-eyed, determined. I should find Chi, she said.
Please remember to like and subscribe to motivate us to get more chapters out.